We've got a should you summon for the new Legend Rarity Super Saiyan Blue Kaioken Goku. I'm going to be giving you everything you need to know. So some things you should consider before summoning, then going into the kit details, everything the unit does. Then I will tell you whether I think it's worth it for you to summon, and also if I'm going to be summoning, because I know a lot of you guys base what you're doing off of what I'm doing. Let's get into this video. So we got some things you should consider before doing anything regarding summoning. The first thing is to consider your chrono crystals. This unit might not hit at 1 copy, so even if you did get them with a low amount of chrono crystals, it might not have been worth it, because after that you're still getting one tapped and you're not doing enough damage. Some units are star reliant, so if you've got, let's say, under 5,000 chrono crystals, you get that 1 copy. It's not like you can get more after that, so it might be more worthwhile to save up, which would put you in a better position to potentially get more than 1 copy. Also, just want to say, if you are a collector, everything I'm saying in this video doesn't matter anyways, because you're going to summon regardless of what I say. But bear that in mind if the kit is something that is valuable to you. Secondly, do not summon straight away. This ties in with point 1, but in a bit more detail. The banner will release on the 12th of August and it will be ending on the 12th of September. So you have just a month to get this character if you really want them. For this reason, I don't typically advise ever summoning on the first day unless I deem the kit is just that crazy. In the meantime, the first day, the second day, even the third day, or you can even wait a couple weeks, you should be watching showcases to gather an opinion on this unit. Big and small content creators, so watch a variation of creators, because these guys will take the fall for you without a doubt. But the main reason is that every creator will have different teams, different star levels, different equipment, different builds, so you want to get the best opinion by gathering multiple opinions, not just sticking to your biases. And I want to also add, creators will not dictate whether the unit is good or not. They might have an opinion that co-signs whatever's happening in PvP, but typically the player base will be the decision maker of if this unit is good or not. So in the first day, people are typically always going to use the new unit, but the second day, the third day, and then a week after, if the unit is suddenly not being seen in PvP, you will know they're a bum. Don't summon. The third thing I want you guys to know is to consider the near future. In this case, it's not exactly the most relevant piece of information because the festival is way far off, but we might be due an ultra soon. So if this unit doesn't pique your interest that much, you might want to delay your summons a bit and see if they release an ultra before this banner disappears. Considering we just got 2 legend rarity units, we might be due one, but I don't typically advise you saving your chrono crystals at least this early, because the festival starts in November and that's 3 months away. You've got time, but maybe the next campaign, which we don't know what it is, might be more interesting to you. So just food for thought here. And finally, my judgment isn't final. I give this advice because I've been playing this game for the past 8 years. I'm a 56 god rank player. I've seen every single release, so you might say I know a bit about this game and the way they operate in releasing units, but ultimately I am recording this prior to the unit releasing, so my opinion that I give in this video is not final. We don't have the in-game stats, only the kit, and based on patterns of all releases in Dragon Ball Legends, I can make an educated guess for the outcome of this unit. With that being said, there's still a chance the devs could switch up at any moment and stray from their typical patterns, or even worse, I say they're good and I can't see the future, obviously, and the next unit that drops completely counters this one, which would be a bummer. But I just want to point that out because at the end of the day, it's you that's making the decision. That's everything you guys need to know before summoning. Let's get into the kit now. So we've got the abilities for Super Saiyan God Super Saiyan Kaioken Goku. Let's get into them. So we've got his element here, it's purple, super purple at that because he's a legend rarity unit. We've got the tags Saiyan, Son Family, God Keys, Super Saiyan God Super Saiyan, which is Super Saiyan Blue, and Universe Rep. The episode Universe Survival Saga. Now we're going into the Z ability. You can see it's base strike attack and strike defense with the tags Universe Rep, God Key, and Saiyan. You also get an additional blast attack if you are Universe Rep member, 15% when you get the 6 stars, and then there's an additional 18% when you get to 14 stars, which most of you guys won't. Just put it out there. But you also get the strike arts and the strike attack and the strike defense going up, so I'm going to assume he's melee oriented. We got the strike arts here. You can see on activation, all enemy health restoration minus 20%. He's also got blast armor shown by the symbol here, and the blast arts is the same thing. On activation, all enemy health restoration minus 20%. So people that be healing, they're just not going to be healing like they were in the face of this Super Saiyan Blue Kaioken Goku. Going into the blue card, massive damage on activation, special move damage plus 30% for free time accounts. Also, if unique gauge is 25% or more, special move damage plus 50% for free time accounts, and that's uncancelable. So he's going to be doing a big amount of special move damage. Ally sub counts -3, enemy sub counts on switch +3 for 10 timer counts. On hit, he also destroys 3 enemy cards, and you can see by this symbol here, it's the forward moving type, and it has blast armor. Now, referring to his unique gauge is going to be the type where it fills up on standby, and you can empty it by pressing cards, and you will see how that takes effect as we go into the kit. It fills up on standby, like I said, and there is a few ways to fill up the rate that it fills up when you're on standby and things like that, but we'll get into that later. Going into the green card, on activation, draw up to 2 cards if hand has 3 or fewer, health 10%, ki +40, unique gauge +25%, damage +30% for 15 counts, nullify combo breaking actions 5 counts, and you can see it's comboable into everything. It's the forward moving type, and it has blast armor, so it's going to be a grab. Just keep that in mind. Very useful, considering it can combo everything and it extends your combo, which is obviously great. And you can see here it actually feels the unique gauge, which is going to be actually a big thing in his kit going forward. The ultimate arts here, supreme damage. On activation, ultimate damage +50%, it can be cancelled. He nullifies endurance 3 timer counts, which can be cancelled. Cancel enemy buff effects, and also when unique gauge is full, ultimate damage +50%, nullify element disadvantages, which is uncancelable, so you go type neutral completely and it cannot be taken away from you. And ally sub counts -10 from hitting your ultimate, so your allies will be free pretty much instantly. And you can see here also it has it goes through, so it's not blast armor, it literally just goes through based on these lines here. If we compare it to like this, you can see there are regular lines here, the blast armor on the blue card, and then the strike is the same way. This is literally just it goes through. There's not going to be any type of damage you take when you're using the ultimate arts if they are using a blast art at that time. Going into the main ability now, destroy 1 card, then draw ultimate arts next, health +30%, ki +50, unique gauge +100%, and cancel attribute downgrades and normal conditions. Now, unique gauge going up 100% is very impactful because of how the ultimate works, where you're able to actually get extra ultimate damage and go type neutral completely if your gauge is full. So it'd be best to maybe use the effects of your gauge through strikes and blasts, which we'll get to that later, so that you can get more damage up, and then you'll be able to hit your ultimate through the main ability by filling up your gauge and get the benefits out of that. You'll see what I mean though as we're going through. The starter ability has endurance, damage free 50%, damage guard free 20%, key recovery 60%, draw speed, and there's the endurance there. You get 50% heal after your endurance happens, which is nice. Let's compare these stats though to the most recent legend unit and the most recent ultra. So we've got Android 17 and Golden Freezer. If we go down to the starter ability, you can see here 340 and 320. And if we go into Boo Bros right here and we scroll down to the starter ability, you can see 360 and 330. So overall, slightly better than Freezer and 17, but in terms of defenses, definitely not better than Boo Bros, but it's not by much anyways. The kit also has to play a factor for how this unit will play out. Going into the unique ability, on entry you're going to get up to 2 cards if hand has 3 or fewer, health +15, ki +40, nullify damage received, element disadvantage 5 counts, on strike / blast arts use if unique gauge is 25% or more. So this is what I was referring to earlier. You have 25% or more, you'll be getting 50% damage for every strike and blast art. So say you have a full gauge, right? Your first 4 cards, you can get up to 200% off of your gauge, which is nasty. So imagine doing 4 cards because you had a full gauge, and then you get 200%, and you press your main, right? You get another 100%, but then you could continue doing strike arts if you want, or you can do your ultimate arts, because there is a lot of units that cancel buffs, so you're not really going to get to keep this damage considering it can be cancelled. But it's just food for thought. Depending on how you play, you can get a huge amount of damage. Also considering the special move damage as well that he can do, you got options. This guy's looking to be a nuker. Nullify combo breaking actions 5 counts. Now this is going to be something that it takes effect hugely, and if we go back to the green card, right, there's also nullify combo breaking actions. Now I didn't emphasize it earlier because I wanted to do it all in one, but we're gonna see this guy basically countering Broly. Broly gauge will not be having as big as an impact when you're seeing this guy in gameplay, and in the highest ranks in PvP, Broly is so impactful because you can just slow down the game. This is going to be a big game changer, also considering this guy's endurance. Spoiler, he also has buff cancellation. Let's continue anyways. It can only activate 1 time, but it resets on switch / area change. Nullify attribute downgrades as well for 3 time accounts. When hit by enemy arts, all enemy arts cost +10, so a bit of disrupt there is going to slow down the enemy's combo. Also, if health is 50% or lower, this can happen 1 time. Activations reset when an ally is defeated. He's going to get a heal, he's going to get a unique gauge fill, destroy the entire enemy hand, and at all enemy sub count +2. So just some things to slow down the enemy but also help you out as well. It's good to basically have him last stand. That's what it's looking like. Going here, when ally is defeated, unique gauge charge rate +50%, so you get benefits from your allies dying. Uncancelable, by the way. And all enemy draw speed -2, 10 timer count 1 time. So this is only for your first ally dying. The enemy literally gets a big drawback from their combo potential for the next 10 timer counts. -2 is actually huge. Here's the buff cancellation. When on battlefield, an enemy activates special move Ultimate Awaken Darts Rising Rush. Cancel buff effects 3 times, and there's also ally sub counts -5. Sub count manipulation is also huge. Special cover changes. He has a strike cover change and he can combo only the blue card into it, though he has an ultimate. Going into the unique gauge, we got here time type. You see it starts with 90% charge, so you don't get the full 100%. When unique gauge becomes full, damage guard +20% for 20 timer counts and it cannot stack. Critical rate +50%, 20 timer counts non-stacking. All arts cost -5, 20 counts non-stacking, and sub counts -3. Now, noting that it starts at 90% charge, you might want to not start with him, so you can get that extra 10% because it charges while on battlefield and rapidly on standby as well. So on battlefield it will charge slower, but you're prone to use it, so the fill is not going to be as impactful. And then you can see here rapidly when on standby, so if you don't start with him, you do a vanish and then switch into him, it will probably already be full considering the rapidly. Consumed by 25% on strike / blast special move arts use with 25% or more unique gauge entirely on ultimate art use. So you're going to be able to basically consume it through strike, blast, special move, so the blue card, depending on how much you have. Obviously it costs, so just keep that in mind. And finally, we have the legend action. It starts at the low area and you can bring them to the high, and he actually has a pretty good legend action in my opinion. On legend action activation, destroy 1 card, then draw special move arts next 1 time. Activations reset when ally is defeated. Key +40, unique gauge +25%, and you can see here it can combo the blue card and the ultimate arts, and you'll be able to get a blue card when you do the legend action, and you can do it again, right, when you actually lose an ally, and you can do it again when you lose an ally again. So that's pretty cool in my opinion. It could help you out. The legend action is good. But that's everything for his kit. Let's get into whether I think it's worth it for you guys to summon on this unit. So you want to know whether I think it's worth it for you guys to summon, and I think if you are using universe rep, this unit, you kind of have to get them. They're looking to be a damage dealer, a nuker, and they're also protecting themselves. Goku being purple just counters a lot of the greens right now. It's Broly mainly, but people try to sneak in Shallot, so just bear that in mind. But Broly is very consistent right now, so getting him out the way through the nullify thing and also being able to counter him element wise is huge, while also just doing huge amounts of damage in his kits based on the multipliers that he can get. He's looking good in that sense. But also for universe rep, he's just going to be the main damage dealer. We have Go 17, but they're not really a damage dealer. They're a support unit, and they're there to really break the combos, disrupt and things like that, even though they can do damage here there. It's really going to be this guy that's going to be protecting them and bringing the team closer to fruition. So I think if you use universe rep, you should go for this guy. Now if you use God Key, I also think that you should really pay attention to this guy and how he performs post a couple first day or two. And the reason I say that is because this guy being purple is going to be protected by you know who. If you don't, the greatest unit of all time, Ultra Vegito Blue. Red counters yellow, which counters purple, and this unit being purple will be absolutely safe as hell in his room. Turn his back to the world, nobody touching him. If you're not even using UVB, you've also got Red Gogeta, that's also nice. But then you can take it a step further and just typically run Saiyans. So in general, Boo Bros are blue and this unit is purple, so protects Blue Bros from any greens, and the fact that he counters Broly, I think team wise he's in a good position. But I don't feel like he's a must summon for any Saiyans users or people that use God Key. I think if you run God Key, you would want to get this guy just for sake, because I think he's going to do good damage. He does have survivability and he protects himself with buff cancellation. But for God Key, I wouldn't say it's a must. It's just going to be very helpful. For universe rep, it's almost a must, and for Saiyans it's not necessary, but it can help you out as well. But I don't feel like he's anything necessarily game changing. I just feel like he's good enough to compete in the meta that's coming. Do I think he'll be the top 1 unit in the game? Maybe if his stats in game really make him that damager, but I don't see that being the case. I see him being in a top class for sure. I'm saying top 5, at the worst top 7, unless they scuff his stats that bad. But I think having survivability keeps you in the running, and the way it's looking, he's going to do a good amount of damage. So for universe rep, go for him. God Key, weigh it out. Saiyans, it's really if you just like the unit, and I think his animations aren't that great anyway, so do you really like the unit? Probably not, but we'll see for you guys. You guys can make your own decisions, but that's my opinion on Super Saiyan Blue Kaioken Goku. I just think he's going to be good, you know, above average enough to keep up with the rest of the game. The survivability is going to keep him alive though, for sure. And you guys want to know whether I am going to be summoning on this unit? Well, not straight away, definitely not. I'm going to weigh out the options, see if they're actually cooking on day 1, day 2, and if I'm feeling the energy, I'm seeing that they're actually doing huge damage, I might have to go for him. I do like his model, the glow, the aura, but the animations were really disappointing in my opinion. Just the Kamehameha, regular stuff, you know, nothing that moved me to make me go wow animation wise, but the model is good enough for me to say, hey, I wouldn't mind a copy, but I'd only be getting 1 copy, so that's also why I want to weigh it out. I'm not really desperate for this unit in any way, shape or form. I'm willing to just wait for whatever's next, and maybe it'll be more intriguing to me, but we will see. But yeah, in short, I'm not summoning, but I might summon in a couple days time. So if you see me with the unit, because I got lucky, I didn't switch up, I was just waiting to see if they're actually going to be as nice as they could be. But yeah, man, you've made it to the end of the video. Let me know in the comment section whether you are going to be summoning or skipping Legend Super Saiyan Blue Kaioken Goku. I think the unit's model's nice, the animations are not great like I said earlier, but we will have to see how this unit performs. I think they will be above average though. I don't think there'll be anything game changing, just the unit to fill in the gap between now and whatever's coming next. But hopefully you guys did enjoy this video. If you haven't already, make sure to press the subscribe button. We're on this grind to 200,000 subscribers. I appreciate you guys for watching, man. My name is ZAKASHI, guys, and I will see you guys in the next one, man.